This was posted today over on the PlayStation official blog. It says, with continued pressures in the global economic landscape, we've made the decision to increase the prices of PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal. Carry, there you go. Globally, we know that the price changes impact our community, and after careful evaluation, we found that this was a necessary step to ensure that we can continue delivering innovative, high quality gaming experiences to players worldwide, as long as they have a PlayStation. The updated recommendation retail prices for PS5 consoles are effective starting April 2nd. Today's the 27th. So by the time, I mean, we're recording this on the 27th. By the time you guys see this, they'll still be available. So if you want to run out and get them before they get more expensive, there you go. So in the US, PS5 is going to be now $649. PS5 Digital Edition will be $600. PS5 Pro will be $900. And then you can look up the prices for your region as well. So what do you guys, what is your, well, first off, the silver lining is now it makes it easier to compare for Valve to compare the Steam Deck to that, because everybody kept saying, well, you know, the Steam Deck versus a PS5, the Steam Deck is not that great of a deal because you can get a PS5 for this price. Well, now the PS5 is a lot more expensive because it's not just the Steam Deck, Steam Machine, sorry.
Yes.
It's not just the Steam Machine that's going up, it's everything that's going up. Everybody's affected. This is terrible. Carrie, what's your reaction to this news?
You know, we all knew that this was coming. Like it was,
Yeah.
this is not a surprise to anyone. I did find that some people were like, who knew this was going to happen? And I'm like, what have you been doing? Have you been paying attention to anything at all?
They haven't been listening to this show.
I don't, but certainly you can't just be like, oh, a McDonald's McChicken is $4. That's normal. You know, there's like certain things, I don't know, it's bizarre to me. I think that in one way, all the Xbox price increases were obviously the canary in the coal mine because of how they make stuff. So we kind of had like, I think the Xbox Series X, not crazy one, not the 2 terabyte one, is $650 as well. So now the PS5 and Xbox Series X are in price parity. The Xbox Series X 2 terabyte, which makes no sense for the price, I don't know, and then the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro one caught me off guard. That one I thought was going to be like 800, but 900, I was like, oh, goodness gracious. Where did that come from?
Yeah, the other ones went up $100 and the PS5 Pro went up 150, right?
Yeah, and it's just like that one really caught me off guard. I was like, I figured that they would have really tried harder on that. It's a more expensive node, right? That they're using N4P on that instead of N6 and N7 for the PS5, N6 now for the PS5. So it is a more expensive node, and there's just all that cost in there. But poof, $900. And then when I looked at that, you know, we've been talking about the Steam Machine. We've had countless conversations. It always winds up sneaking in these podcasts that we talk about. So it does get a little bit of a reprieve, like insofar as perception. So now that those costs have gone up, now the Steam Machine has a little bit more wiggle room to be in that space.
I almost feel like Valve should just say, okay, now we put a sticker on it and we say, this is the price right now. If they wait, it's a mistake. Rich, do you agree with that? Or do you think, no, they can wait?
I completely agree with that. Now is the time. This is the time. And I think like this, you know, we've been talking about about the Steam Machine for such a long time, but this sort of goes back to the spirit of what, Carrie, I think you were alluding to in the beginning, which is like, you think it's going to be $500. And when you anchor that prediction to the price of the PS5, now that anchor sort of comes back, right? Like that prediction sort of comes back where it's like, okay, now I see what the new Steam Machine price is likely going to be. It's probably going to be up to $650, probably.
Right.
Like
yeah.
that.
It can go up. Yeah. It can balloon up to there. And it's not a terrible comparison. Like it's a little bit worse than a PS5, but better CPU, but also has all the, you know, features of a PC and free online and all that other stuff. So I think it can comfortably rest at 650, even though I think that's still a little bit too high. I would personally want it to be 600 myself, and I think that they should strive for that, because then it makes a lot of sense. Then you can just be like, oh yeah, for sure, the PS5 is good, but a Steam Machine at 600 also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Russ, you've been thinking about getting one?
Yeah, so I have an old school PS5 digital edition, and one thing to bear in mind that I actually appreciate about this is that they gave us 5 days notice.
Mm-hmm.
So last year they raised their prices by $100 in August, and they gave a 1 day notice for that. They're like starting tomorrow, basically. So I appreciate that they gave it 5 days, and already I'm seeing promotions from like GameStop saying, "Hey, trade your old one in now, upgrade it to a Pro while you can before the prices go up." And I think that's smart on GameStop's part, but I personally kind of been thinking about it because I've got my digital one that I have is the old one, and it's I bought it for $400 retail back in 2020, 2021 or wherever. And they're now offering, I'm a GameStop Pro member because I like bought a bunch of cheap games and it was cheaper to get that, and so I still have that membership, and so it's $330 is their trade-in value. So I could take my $400 machine, get $330 for it towards a PS5 Pro. I just don't know. Like, I've never paid attention to it. I never get the pros. So I don't know if it's actually worth that benefit of spending, which would come out to be about $350, whether or not it's worth it for me. But I'm kind of thinking about it. I might mess around with it. There's some logistical issues. Like I put the D brand dark plates on my PS5. So it looks super cool, but I don't know if GameStop will be happy with that. So I got to find my old plates.
Oh, yeah, I did that too. I didn't even think about that. I
That
think it. Go ahead, Rich.
I was gonna say that deal is incredibly tempting, and like if I was playing like all of these games that came out this year and are coming out this year, like Resident Evil Requiem and Crimson Desert, if I was playing them on PS5, like that would be no question. I would want to take that upgrade while I can get it.
Not to mention that just now do we have like the latest version of PSSR that is actually good. So, like if you got a PS5 Pro on launch, you probably feel like you got a little cheated because in a lot of comparisons, the image quality was actually worse than a PS5 with the version of PSSR that they were using.
Mm-hmm.
And now the latest version that they're using, which I think is lined up with FSR 4.1.
It's better.
Yeah, it's a ton better. So, like now is like a great time, like quite literally this is now the time to buy because everything's kind of lining up. If you prefer playing on PlayStation and you were interested in the Pro, this is likely going to be the one of the last times that you're going to get that $150 savings. So take advantage of it.
At the same time, though, I keep thinking, I'm like, okay, well, what am I going to play on this? Because it's like our PS5 has been an Astrobot machine for a year now, and so that's the thing stopping me. It's like, yes, I would have a nice piece of kit, for a good price, but it means nothing if you don't play it. And so I think that I probably won't ultimately do it, but I like going through the exercise, kind of thinking, what kind of world do I want to live in, in terms of like, what am I willing to go with? And I think I'm just going to stick with what I have, but it is a good deal. If anyone else is looking to upgrade to PS5 Pro, you're in a similar situation as me before April 2nd, then definitely jump on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm back and forth. Like I was already considering picking up a PS5 Pro, like trading in and upgrading to a PS5 Pro, just because Marathon is a game that doesn't run on Linux, and my main machine is a Linux machine, although there's something kind of weird about that, which I'll talk about later, maybe on a different show. But my main machine's a Linux machine, so I ended up buying it on PlayStation, and then I had played in the what was the trial thing? What was that trial thing?
Cryo Archive?
No, the trial, like before it came out.
Smash the Server Slam.
Server Slam, that was it. Yeah. So I had played in the Server Slam, and I didn't have to have PSN. But then when I bought the game, it was like, you need PSN, and I was like, son of a bitch, I didn't see that coming. And I should have, because it's not like I don't pay attention to video games. You know what I mean? So then I was like, well, I guess I'm going to get PSN again. And I ended up like, it's cheaper if you get it for the whole year. So I bought the whole year. And now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get a PS5 Pro. But then, Russ just said the exact same thing, the exact thing. What am I going to be playing? Right now, I'm only playing Marathon on it. So who cares? It's fine. It runs wonderful.
That passed my feed as well. And I don't know why they would do it, to be honest, because it's like terrible. But I guess PlayStation just has like a whole bunch of bad news that they're gonna like sprinting through for some reason. It's like, let's just get rid of all. Let's close studios. Let's raise the price. Also, let's raise the price of PSN as well, which is not announced, but I heard someone say that's the next thing that's coming. And I was like, oh, goodness. But here's the thing. This is actually unusual. Anytime that Sony has ever had bad news, Microsoft has always been there to be like, I got you. Don't worry, boo.
Yeah.
And this time they're not doing it. So it's really odd. This is like a first occurrence that never happening. But PSN went up. That'd be brutal.
Do you credit Asha with that?
I guess, right? Like, I got to give it to her, right? Like, like someone came by and was like, "Hey, do you want to back up Sony here?" Like, what? All right. So yeah, good job, Asha. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, already, this is all going good so far.
Hey, she hasn't screwed up yet. We just gotta give her the benefit of the doubt for now and see how things go. And until she makes a huge mistake, then we can be like, we freaking knew it, AI person. Because she was the AI guy. AI guy.
Instacart. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you. I forgot. Let's get back to the Steam machine angle of this, because, like, okay, if Valve ships right now, first off, let's just take the temperature of the room. How many think the Valve is going? Is there a klaxon going off somewhere? All the people that work at Valve are running into a room to say, "Do we push the button?" And Gabe is sitting there with his finger on a button, waiting for you. If you guys say go, I'm going to go.
I think they should wait. Is April 1st is when the PS5 Pro price changes, right?
April 2nd. Yeah,
April 2nd. So they should it'd be better to do April 1st, wouldn't it? April 1st will be better, I think. April 1st, they should totally do it. Also, they should have like a $500 price just so people don't believe it.
That would be amazing.
Funny.
That would be amazing.
Can you imagine? Oh, look at this $500 Steam machine. Nice joke.
It's like remember the ROG Ally had that trailer on April 1st. Yeah. I'm like, why did you pick this day? And it just caused all sorts of confusion. It worked out, but yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we actually answered. Do you guys think that they're in a room waiting to push a button, or do you think that they were like, you know what, we still got too much work. We got too much RAM to collect before we can ship? I'm going to start with Rich.
I think Valve, certainly they move on their own time. So, they're less likely to be impacted or to make a decision based on this than I would be, right? Like, I would be like, yes, let's do this right now. But I think they have to at least be talking about it, right? They have to at least be considering the fact that this is a good time. But of course, also, like you said, there's the RAM thing, right? So like, there's only so much to go around, and they probably want to launch with a certain amount of units. At the end of the day, though, I think, yes, they're taking this into consideration, and this could move the needle for them. That's what I would bet on.
You betting on that, Russ? Or do you think, no, they're going to stick with their regular plan that they already had?
Yeah, I think that this probably gives them some comfort. I would say, if anything, they're like, okay, it's like it's making ours a better deal. It's, to be clear, this is a worse deal for everybody, right?
For
like
everyone.
This is like, we're like celebrating, hey, look, Steam Machine is now a more viable price point, but it's like, well, but it's also like everything is bad, like there's a whole element there. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they could at least announce the price somewhat soon, and maybe not be able to get it out, but they could start taking pre-orders and stuff. This gives them some confidence. I don't think it's going to be $500 or $600. I'm thinking more $700 now, but I can't remember what I said last time that we did predictions, but that's kind of where I'm feeling it. And that makes sense given the pricing. If a PS5 $650, then theirs being, $700 kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, especially if there's no subscription. My prediction last time, like my original prediction was $650 is how much it would cost. And then I bumped that up $100 when the RAM shortage reared its ugly head. So $750 is where I was really landing on. So I think $7 is also within that realm of possibility. And it wouldn't seem so painful. But, Russ is right. This sucks for everyone. I think like the title of this video, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, and you should, youtube.com/nerdnest. I think the title of this video is like, PlayStation just gave Valve a W and we should not celebrate this because this sucks for everyone. It's terrible. Carrie, are they doing this now or are they waiting?
No, I think Rich really nailed it with the summary. I am in alignment with what Rich is saying, is that they will do it on their own time. Though I think that, they all gonna like could exhale. Like when that was, I thought, like, whoo, like, goodness, thank you. We needed that good news because we were just sitting on pins and needles, just like, oh goodness, when we do this, we're gonna get dragged. And when the price comes out, whatever the price is, like even if it's 750, like even if it's 800, right, which should be an awful price, a terrible price for the Steam machine, it would be at least in the realm of like, well, Xbox raised their price and PlayStation, it's just a bad time. It's just like it's out of their hands. Like, what are you gonna do? And I feel like that is like the best news for them, even though it sucks generally for everyone. But everyone, or I would hope more people, are now very aware of all of the economics of everything going on right now.
Yeah, and the one reason why I don't think that they're going to pull the ripcord right away, though I think that they'll probably stick to their regular plan, even though I think here's the reason why. The PlayStation price isn't going back down. The
No.
Xbox price isn't going to go back down. This is our new reality. Now, these are the prices of consoles. When when Helix comes out, whenever it comes out, like it's going to be more expensive than it needed to be because of the RAM shortage. And everybody's going to be like, well, yeah, there's no RAM. So that's how it works. And now we've just set a new low bar.
Yeah, and my point to this too is that it kind of makes me sad about it. I mean, part of me is just like, thankfully I do have a PS5 right now, but this just raises the barrier to entry for people coming into buying consoles. We all grew up playing consoles and that wonderful experience and whatnot. And, to think of some families not being able to hit this price point, which I think is valid, it's scary and it's sad. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's going to be used stuff out there. Go grab an Xbox 360, and get some old discs and you can have a great time. And that's something that we kind of didn't have that option as kids, like we were there for the beginning of those home consoles. And so there were not old used consoles that we could get for cheap. And so in some ways they're in a great spot, but at the same time, I do feel bad for folks like that who, it's just a higher cost to even just get into the console, modern console gaming right now.
Right. If you want to play the new games, you're kind of
Right.
beat. And the other thing that you just kind of reminded me of is when I was a kid, there was like one kid in our neighborhood that had a Neo Geo.
Whoa.
Neo Geos were stupid expensive. The cartridges were like $200. And this is back in the 80s and 90s. Like these were very, very expensive. This was the rich people machine, And this guy who happened to live around the corner, his parents had more money than sense and they bought him a Neo Geo. And nobody else had that. We all
No.
had the Nintendo or the Sega Master System or whatever it was, or the Atari, whatever it was, whatever people had. But now all of the consoles I saw, they're now going to be like that unreachable price for most people, I think.
Yeah, everyone's going to have a Neo Geo now.
Well, no one's going to have one. That's what I have to say.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rich.
Well, I was just going to say on that note, yes, I agree with everything you guys are saying. And in a way, I'm sort of like, and it's not just consoles, right? Like it's also PC gaming hardware. And there's a part of me that's mourning, right? Like this era that we've had of gaming hardware, that was affordable and great. And, to an extent that's been gone for a while. But what it is right now is even worse than, I think we could have imagined. And so, yeah, part of me is mourning that. And there are a lot of good things and a lot of things to be happy about when it comes to gaming specifically, not necessarily in the world, but when it comes to gaming, there's a lot of things to be happy about, but hardware is not there right now. And it sucks.
Yeah. This particular at the tail end of this generation and a bit even before it, there was already a growing sense of I can only speak anecdotally for the kids around me, my kids themselves, and then their friends, and then my nephew and his friends. All of them were playing, on iPads or, on a PC. And I've seen that progression happening, and I think that's just going to happen even more, where a parent will more likely get an iPad over a console, because an iPad, it can go on flights, it can go on places, it can be taken with them, it's always with them, and it's like always this thing. So I see the iPad being the entry point for them to do things. And then you have games like, well, not Fortnite on iOS at the moment, but you do have Roblox on iOS. And there's a lot of kids that they're playing that, and I see that general path just increasing even more at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how all this goes, because it's everything's getting more expensive. No one, layoffs are happening left, right, and center. So no one has. It's just a terrible, terrible time. So free to play games are going to be paramount, and I don't see these particular avenues of things that we grew up loving being super successful at the current moment until um a big change happens.
To put it even,
I just want to ask a question to everybody, and then Rich, I'll let you go.
Go for it.
Did you ever imagine that you'd live in a world where you could buy a MacBook for less than a PlayStation?
no,
No,
Yeah.
no,
never.
That's
no.
crazy.
Yeah,
It
that's
is. Yeah, that
insane.
is upside down world.
Yeah. And to put a finer point on what Carrie's saying too, right? It's probably not just that parents are like, oh, this can go on flights and things like that, but it's also like, I'm going to get them a laptop anyway. I'm going to get them a tablet anyway for their work or for whatever they're doing. And then kids are just going to use whatever they have to play games. So even more of like, this is a way to save money, right? It's just use what you have, and it doesn't matter that it's not a dedicated gaming console. And so I
Right.
agree with Carrie. We're probably just going to see even more of that. That's been growing tremendously, and it's probably not going to stop anytime soon.
We're a dying
Well,
gen.
go ahead. What'd you say, Carrie?
We're a dying generation. We're just total dinosaurs. We listen to our old music. We listen to the music that we listen to. We play games that we played, and that'll be it.
That's right. And let us know what music you're listening to and what games you're playing and what you think of this PlayStation news and how, does it help the Steam machine, or is that just a false equivalency? Let us know what you guys think in the comments section down below. This was just a small part of my podcast, the Nerd Nest podcast. And if you enjoyed it, then do me a favor and click on that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, then I think you should check out the link in the description down below the like button. It's going to take you to the full podcast, so you can check out the entire conversation and a whole lot more. If that sounds good, I hope to see you over there. Stay rad, and thanks for watching.